Welcome to Inside Eastern Utah. Today we have some great guests here from Helper and the Helper Revitalization Steering Committee. And you guys are doing some fabulous things there, and we want to hear about them. But let me first introduce you. We have Mallory Matsuda here. And Mallory, you are the co-chair of the committee. Who's your other chair?
Lenny's Peterman.
Okay, okay, great. And then a business owner who is also part of the Revitalization Committee,
Yes.
Ashley. And tell me your last name
Hardy.
again. Hardy,
Yeah.
Ashley Hardy, I'm sorry.
And you
That's
own a
nice.
business
So,
on Main
yes,
Street,
Yes,
right?
an artist collective, yes.
Awesome. I think we did a business spotlight not long ago on your business, and I have not,
Oh, yes. It's been,
I haven't been able to visit it yet, but I was so excited when we did the spotlight, and the photos looked fabulous.
Thank
so.
you.
And you've been open since January, you were
Yes.
saying?
Yeah,
So.
at the beginning of the year.
Okay, awesome. Well, let's talk a little bit about the Helper Revitalization Steering Committee and what you guys are doing with that, and some of the projects that you've done and that you're hoping to work on, and just the fabulous things you're doing.
Great. So our mission is to help the beautification process of Main Street. We want to attract tourists, and we also want to bolster local pride. So we've had 3 big projects so far, one of them being the South Main Street Wedge area, which is in front of the coffee shop and that section
Balance Rock and
across the street from Balance Rock, and we'll be doing the east and west side. So there was a group process of designing that. There were 2 designs that were submitted and the community voted, and so now we're moving forward to implement that design. And so that's been a really fun process, and
What's that going to involve? It's going to involve benches. It's going to try and make it more of a gathering place and more appealing to tourists. Is that right?
yeah, that's right. So there's going to be trees and benches. There, in the design, we have rock gabion benches. One thing that's really exciting is we are planning to do a time capsule that will go in with that. And one thing that we're really proud of is the history of Helper. And so that's really important to the steering committee, is that we preserve our history and that we showcase our history. And something that's really fascinating is that Helper had 27 languages spoken at the turn of the century. And so we want to pay a tribute to all of that culture, all of those ethnicities that came and really started the town of Helper. So there will be language bricks, one for each language, and so
Oh, great.
yeah, we've been working on that and just getting everything in place now.
And everyone's really, committee is really all-inclusive. It includes business owners such as Ashley, members of the city are involved, just concerned citizens. Really, everyone's welcome to give their input and Helper in this process to becoming beautified and to become revitalized.
Yeah, it's been a grassroots effort from concerned citizens, and so yeah, it's been exciting, and we're always looking for more people to get involved, and with different projects that we have, we really want to reach out and say, what is your area of interest? What are you passionate about? And what skills do you have that you can come and help? Because we have so many talented people right here in Helper, and everybody has something that they can contribute to a variety of the projects that we're doing. So it's been really fun to get to know other people that live in the community, and that's been really a fun part about it. So we want to invite anybody who wants to get involved to please come contact us at helperrevitalization.org or our Facebook page, Helper Steering Committee Group. So
Great. And so with that, you speak about the different passions and what people know and like. So another project has been the Labyrinth, which is, a bit different than where you guys started with beautifying Main Street.
Sure.
Tell us a bit about that.
So we built a labyrinth on the walkway. It's on the north end of the walkway, the Riverwalk. And a labyrinth is essentially a walking meditation. So you walk in. We've moved rocks from the cemetery. There were well, they weren't from the cemetery, but
I was like, wait, were those rocks or?
the rocks were located near the cemetery.
Okay.
They were actually pulled out of the street during the water, when the
Project.
water
Oh,
lines
nice.
were redone. On a lot of the rocks were moved up near the cemetery. So we gathered up 6 truckloads of rocks, moved them down there, and then we placed them in a labyrinth pattern. So you walk in, and then it goes left and it goes right, and it's really soothing. It's for the left and right balance of the brain. And it's a really nice little peaceful walking meditation. You go to the center, you take a deep breath, and you come out. I'm actually going to be doing in conjunction with the Helper Arts Festival, a labyrinth walking workshop.
Oh,
So,
great.
and that'll be a fundraiser for Helper Revitalization, and that'll be Saturday morning. I think at
I don't remember
8:30. We'll get the schedule up on the
Great.
or on the Helper Arts Festival Facebook page.
Great.
Great.
That
But-
must be where you got those big muscles from, huh? Loading all those truckfuls
all the
of rocks.
Yeah, it was a really great group effort, and there was a lot of people that turned out for it. So
That's great.
That is nice.
Now there's something else you guys are working on, as if there isn't
Yeah.
enough, right? What's coming up in
So
September?
the big thing that we have coming up is the SDAT. Lenise Peterman wrote a grant for, it's the American Institute of Architects. They have this Sustainable Design Assessment Team program that communities all across the country can apply for. And we were one of 7 communities that were selected for 2017. And what that means is that we get $200,000 in expert advice and services. So there was a team that came in May. We had our first meeting with them in May, and we sat down with key stakeholders and community members and just discussed what are the main things that Helper needs to move forward, and what are our concerns. And then they're coming back in September, and they compiled a team of people that can help us the best. And they'll be coming back for more meetings, and then they're going to put together a plan for Helper to help us.
Sure.
Great.
That's so
That's
exciting.
huge.
I agree. I think that I have loved watching this. We followed it a little bit in the newspaper, the Revitalization Committee, and I think that you guys are just awesome. You hit the ground running, and you haven't looked back, and that's just so exciting and invigorating. And that's, I think, your whole purpose. Let's invigorate the community. Let's revitalize Helper, and let's get some good things coming here. So
Yeah.
hats off to you. That's really a big undertaking, and it doesn't always happen when committees are formed. So good
We
work.
wanted to invite everybody on Wednesday, September 6th. There will be meetings from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m., and there will be around economic development, Main Street and historic preservation, and urban design. We'll be talking about how to beautify our gateways to get people off the highway and into
Perfect.
Helper.
Yeah.
Great. Well, a lot of good things coming
Yes.
up, and we have another good thing coming up that we're going to talk about next. So stay tuned. We're going to be right back, and Ashley is going to take the wheel and tell us about the First Friday events that are coming up. We'll be back in just a couple minutes on Inside Eastern Utah.